full cooperation with Chief McSween's investigation of the matter, so we have both independent objectivity and utmost cooperation. I have full confidence in the Chief's addressing of this matter.
Earlier today, the Mayor said the Chief will need to institute systemic change in the force. What do you think that should look like?
Well, that's why the Inspector General's review is so important, and we want it to begin immediately. Different types of reviews can take different sort of legal hurdles, but the inspector can begin almost immediately. And it's important to remember that the Chief has complete supervision over operational matters. Any change that the investigation indicates to him, he can take immediately through routine orders out to the service.
Next week, Council will, of course, be voting on its budget, and there is a sizable budget increase. A lot of people will look at this and say, why did the police deserve an increase of over $90 billion? Can you just shed some light on why that's the case, given this?
Well, the police budget was developed, as it is every year annually, to deliver the service to every neighborhood that we've committed to deliver. We have, by making the investments we've made over the past few years, have improved all of the major crime indicators. All of our crimes have been going down. Our response times, getting to people when they need us most, has improved this year based on investment, and we need to continue that because that's a journey we need to stay on. What's really important right now is that we stay on that journey of improvement. At the same time, we are responding to and able to enact any of the recommendations that come out of the review from the Inspector General.
Councillor, what do you tell Torontonians after hearing this rather disturbing report this morning about what's been going on? What is your takeaway? What do you do to give them confidence in the Toronto Police Services?
Well, you know, I think I can identify with how people are feeling today because I had the same sense of shock. I was shaken in the same way when I first heard of these allegations, especially given I've spent the past year as chair touring the system, talking to officers at every rank, meeting with new recruits and graduates as they enter the system. And I know how many people come to work, they don that uniform and do their work with integrity and professionalism. They desperately want to serve the public. And so I hope that the community knows that those people are still there. Those people are going to come to work tomorrow morning and do that work day in and day out. The circumstances will be more difficult for them now because they're still shocked by this knowledge. But they really do want to serve our community. And so I hope that people will have some faith in them and also have faith in the system that brought about this investigation, added the layers of objectivity that come from the Community Safety and Policing Act, because those rules and those guidelines have led to the investigation being conducted the way it has and surfacing these allegations as they must be surfaced.
Given that this took a rather extraordinary act for them to actually uncover this plot, like what's to give people confidence that there's not something else out there that's just waiting to be uncovered like this?
Well, you know, that's why we want the Inspector General's review to begin immediately. We think we've given him a roadmap to look at the things we've asked him to look at, really indicate places where the investigation says we should be looking to provide further control. And we know that the Chief can look at those things today as well. We hope that in the immediate and over the course of that review, we will end up having the safeguards such that this won't happen in this way again. This is pretty extraordinary, as you know.
Will this review be made public, and how will you measure that public trust is restored?
Well, you know, the Inspector General of Policing, it's a relatively young role. The Community Safety and Policing Act that governs us was only made law in 2019, and then this role was delivered. But it has delivered decisions and evaluated boards and given advice to services. And their mandate from the province is to make their work and their decisions public. Once they've gone review, they are made public so that the public can track accountability of policing in Toronto and indeed the rest of the province. So I dare say we will see the findings eventually, and the board has to take its actions and the transparency of them very seriously as well. So the work that we do to provide accountability locally will be made public as soon as it can be.
Just on some of the recommendations that you're looking for, including fitness for duty, what's being done, or what is your expectation from the board's perspective to make sure that that's actually being done now, that you're not waiting on the Inspector General, that the force is actually looking into this at the moment?
Well, in asking the Inspector General to look at it, I don't know if people will know this, but it's always the case that the minute you begin to engage in a review, if something surfaces that should have immediate action, that's true with any Auditor General or any other accountability officer. If there's something that can and should be acted on immediately, it is. And I sincerely hope that that will be the case here. I know that we're always open to work with the Inspector General of Policing, and so I know that in their work collaboratively to get this review done, and in their work with York Region, who've taken the objective look, if there's something that needs to be acted on now, it will be.
Last question.
Okay, thank you. Good night.
We've been listening live to Councillor Shelley Carroll. She's also the Toronto Police Service Board Chair, and she's been commenting on the charges laid against several officers, and she wants to make sure there's full cooperation with this investigation, putting a heavy importance on the Inspector General's report. And when she was asked about confidence, Carroll says she feels the same sense of shock after hearing these allegations, but she knows that most people who come to work at the Toronto Police services come with integrity, and they want to serve the community, and she wants people to have faith in them and the system as this investigation moves forward.